All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone, who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shot there from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And I just so happened to see this video on my TikTok feed. So I was like, let me just go ahead and through the spirit, put something, Lord willing, that's edifying out there.
Trigger warning right now, but you need to hear this. Elsie Dominguez, a Navy sailor, was raped in her own bunk aboard a Navy ship. A judge has now dismissed her rape allegations. Why? Because the judge ruled that they should be treated as workman's compensation instead, arguing that the rape occurred in her official scope of her duties aboard the Navy ship. Stars and Stripes dropped this bombshell story, and it shows how sailors in the Navy, how female officers in the armed forces still cannot get any justice to this day. Elsie Dominguez says that this rape threw her personal and professional livelihoods just in complete shambles. She has been fighting for years to try to get any semblance of justice from the court. The Labor Department ruled that her claims were workman's compensation claims, and a judge agreed. And now she has to go through workers' comp to get anything for rape. This is what's happening in the military in 2026. Spread the word. Follow for more.
Now, I'm not saying what happened to this woman was a good thing. It is very unfortunate. But my whole mindset about this is that women should not be in the armed forces. Women should not be in any place that deals with war. Okay? War is a very ugly, grimy thing. Okay? And women just were not built for that. Women were meant to be supports, helps for these men when they come back from war, not women that I'm going to be fighting alongside by side by you. Like, no, that's not the way. That's not the role that a woman should have. See, when you go to Titus, the 2nd chapter, it tells you in the 3rd verse that the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home. Let's look up that word keepers in Titus. Two and oikrugos.
Strong's G 3626. Oikorgas. Oikorgas.
Oikrugos. Okay. And it says, caring for the house, working at home. Let me repeat that again. Caring for the house, working at home. The watch or keeper of the house, keeping at home and taking care of household affairs. A domestic. Strong's definition, a stayer at home, domestically inclined. A good housekeeper, keeper at home. So a person that is a watcher and keeper of the caring, the working, and the affairs of a household. So when you read this, Let's read this again in Titus 2 and 5. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers. We just read the definition. So it's saying that these women should be monitoring and basically being caretakers, workers, overseers of the affairs at home. Home. Not overseas. Home. Not in a war. Home. That is where women should be at. Not in a war zone overseas. But I know the reason why women behave in this matter. And it's all because of this whole feminism thing. Because feminism has taught women that they can do anything a man can do, and that there's no difference between a man and a woman. Now, some people may say, well, women can do everything a man can do. And I say, no, that's not true. And I hate to say this, but if this woman was so strong, why did this event happen to her? If she's so strong. You know? I hate to say it that way, but it's true. Because you got to think about it. You got guys. Think about these stories that, now granted it's not war sort of say, but it's still a very hostile environment. Think about men in the prison system. You have guys telling stories on how they couldn't fight off one man that was trying to take the booty. And you're talking about a grown ass man with muscles, with strength, with some type of physical presence to him, couldn't take on one guy in prison that was trying to take the booty. So what the hell do you think a woman is going to do? This is why it's spoken of in Psalms, what's that, 82 and 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. And what's out of course is this mindset that these women have, thinking that they can go into these positions that men are supposed to be in and dominate and do just as good as a man. I'm not saying a woman probably can't do good for a woman, but she can't be on the level of a man. And a lot of women might be offended at this, and that's very okay. You can leave your hater ass comment in the comment section if you so choose. See, this mentality, as I said before, has got women all messed up, because when feminism meets reality, feminism shatters. Look at what's going on. Now, granted, it's not a war zone, sort of say, but let's look at what's going on in Northwest Indiana. You got women getting on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram talking about what's going on in Northwest Indiana. People are getting robbed. They're getting shot at. Women are getting raped and pillaged getting their homes broken into. I saw one video, a single mom, I think she was like of one or two children. She was like, the hell with this. I'm going to go to another state and stay with my father because it's not safe for me. See, when you watch a lot of those videos that talk about what's going on in Indiana, you don't hear these women talking about I'm strong and independent. They are scared. And see, this clearly shows that women aren't built like men. Women are supposed to do things that are suited for their natural role in life. And it's really that simple. And it's funny to add insult to injury. The judge is not even looking at this from a morally, a moral standard of right and wrong. He's just looking at it as you're an employee, you was doing your job, and this happened. It's a workman's comp thing. Like, wow. And she's been fighting for years with no justice. And see, this is why the scripture says, Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. This is not our rest. All right. You have to remember that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And that wicked is bad Uncle Esau, the so-called white man, the wild man. And while he's in control, this man is not going to let you get justice. Your sworn enemy is not going to let you get justice in his kingdom. As it says in Wisdom of Solomon 2:10, it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. For it says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. And with a last name, what was her name, like Dominguez? One can only assume that this is a so-called Hispanic or Latino chick. So this is a Jake woman, all right, that thought she can go and be all that she can be. And then in trying to do that, enlisting in her enemy's army, what did she get for it? She got them damn cheeks clapped involuntarily. Now she's trying to fight and she's getting no justice. You women better wake up and realize what time it is. You need to understand that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, when he designed everything in this world, everything was supposed to work and function according to its purpose. And anything and anyone that operates outside of the purpose that the Lord intended it to be, it's not going to be successful. Yet all these women, as Aaron says, she's one of many women in the armed forces that wanted to be all that they can be. And while they're in there, they're getting them cheeks clapped involuntarily with no justice. That should be a sign, hello, you women don't need to be there. Just like I believe there's many other professions that women should not be in. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say on this. Nonetheless, I hope you all were edified. To the next time, we're going to say shalom.